All right, my friends, we are back. Turbo fuel requires a mixer. Mixer, do you mean the refinery? All right. Replace cookies with Milkas. No. The milk is temporary. Cookies are forever. Okay, what are we working on? So, next big project. Time to build some stuff. How many belts do I have? I'm going to need some probably regular iron plates here. I'm going to grab another stack of these guys. So, next big project. We built our oil refining plant, at least the start of it, last time. We are currently making plastic and rubber as our main products. I'm going to want to have access to plastic and rubber at my main storage facility and probably in my factory for some builds. So I need to bring some across in a way that I can get access to it in those two places. You confuse that with diluted fuel. Okay. I think what I want to do is I want to run a line or two belts, one with plastic, one with rubber, over this way to a smart splitter that will feed into our factory where we can use it as needed and have the overflow flow into our storage. So, how would I like to set that up? I believe I can use these two prong things here. Have my belts go across here, so that will be plastic and rubber. And we have Mark IV belts, which will help with this. Get a thing lined up here. This will be plastic and rubber. We'll have a smart splitter on those guys where I can split off the stuff that I need. Okay. I feel like this might start to get a little spaghetti, but I'm going to try to keep it from being too spaghetti. In order to make it less spaghetti, let me have a platform here that's going to be specifically for running belts from this factory to our main factory. So this platform here is going to be specifically for belts, because there will probably be multiple materials that we are going to want to bring across from one factory to the other. Okay. So we're going to run that from there along the outside, down and across. This will be, I think, the first time I've used conveyor wall mounts here on this playthrough so far. Something like that. Did you hear the name right? Milka. Yeah, Milka chocolate. BJA, we talked about chocolate. Oh, you weren't here. Sorry. Milka chocolate is a brand of chocolate that people in Europe and the UK were telling me is way better than Hershey's, because Hershey's apparently tastes like throw up to people over there. And I was like, I've never had it and I can't find it. So BJA sent me some to try it out. Let's go with Mark III belts for right now. And so I have like 12, well, 8 or so different chocolate bars, and I'm slowly working my way as one of my snacks for the stream through those. So thank you again to BJA if you're around. There? Nope. There. Mark III belt to there. So left is going to be any undefined, center will be overflow, right will be none. And if this needs to go somewhere in this place, we'll have that be set up like that. I don't know if you're familiar with Milka chocolate. Plunder Pig, but I'm not. I'd never had it before. I was sent some. I think I missed the question yesterday because I went on break. Do I always eat my chocolate bars by biting into them? Yes. How else would you do it? You break pieces off, but then you get chocolate on your hands. Yes, I do. Am I a barbarian to do it that way? I am a barbarian American to do it that way. Okay. So uncivilized. Well, apparently eating anything on stream is uncivilized and gross, so that's me, I guess. Now this is going to be hard to see from over here. Okay. All right, that guy there. There's going to be, you know, there's going to be just a little bit of overlap if I don't do it that way, so let's go like that to avoid us having those things run into each other, and that'll be fine. You haven't seen anyone do that before? Because yes, and everyone you know breaks a piece off. Man, when I buy a Hershey bar, I take it, open it, and start biting into it, man. I mean, have you ever had a Twix? I don't take a Twix and break it, then eat it. I take a Twix and eat pieces like I'm eating a cookie. Just how I eat, I guess. Sorry if I'm weird. I'm learning how I'm weird in so many different ways from chat. All the ways I am weird. Okay, so I'm gonna do... Actually, I feel like I'm just gonna go like this. The only way one you break is Kit Kat, and even then not always, yeah. God, that is a nice curvy curve. I do, okay. Instead of regular fuel, 6 meters cubed to 4 meters of heavy fuel. Not entirely sure how fuel made from 2/3 water doesn't just blow up the engines, but whatever, okay. Can't share chocolate if you bite into it. True. But I guess it's not that I'm weird, it's that I'm selfish. And I'm never sharing my chocolate, ever. Let me see how far these can go. If I was going to share my chocolate with somebody, I would probably do that. But who am I sharing with? I am forever alone, so... Alright, how many of these do we go across? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.5 I went across here. Break me off a piece of that milk up bar, that's right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.5. Make sure these belts are fitting. Beautiful. Alright, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.5. Sure, I'm keeping these lined up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.5. I'm probably not weird because after you asked yesterday, like half the chat was, how else? Well, how do you eat it? By licking it until it melts? Well, most people in chat are like me, Ramses. We're a bunch of forever alone nerds. So who are we going to share our chocolate with? Huh? We don't have any loved ones. Any family. Okay, I do, but not near me that I can share chocolate with. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.5, I think there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.5. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.5 right there. Where am I going? I'm trying to bring this down there, actually. So, you know what? I don't want to bring it down here. I want to bring it down on the lower level. So I'm going to redo these that I just did. At least I'm not weird alone. It's true. I would rather be weird with my weird friends than weird alone. But when I was kids, didn't I have to share chocolate with my brother? When I was a kid, we never shared our chocolate. We each had our own. Because my brother and I liked different types of candy bars. We didn't really... You must have had a much nicer family than me, because we didn't share anything. We had to get our own. Can I have some of your chocolate? No, get your own. That's probably what we did. Get your own chocolate bars. How am I gonna do this? I'm gonna have this go down and around somewhere here. You had much more nice family, I guess. Can I do this? Can I do this and go down? Actually, yeah, that works pretty nicely. R. So it's going to go around that way. Go down. Actually, we'll have it go this way. No, like this. I don't want to do this. When you were a kid, your sister and you developed psychological allergies to foods. We couldn't eat the same food like ever. To this day, you still can't eat seafood, and she can. Psychological allergies. Now that's... I have not heard of that before. Alright. I'll have something like that. Alright, so that will bring those around to where we're going with that stuff. Let me see how I'm going to do this. Let's go like this. When Rams were a kid, chocolate didn't exist. I'm not that old. Goodness. Besides, you're older than me, Shogi. Don't be making old jokes, mister. You're 8 years older than me or something like that. With this whole static pressure thing, a perfectly valid way to pump liquid would be to pack it up, belt up to wherever you need it, and then unpack it and send it through the pipe. Okay. So old, Rand. So old. God, I'm so old. Let me see how I want to get it to where I want it to go. So that would be here. Why gotta be so old, though? Why gotta be so old? Okay, so that's gonna come around. This is gonna be a little funky, but this guy. I don't want to go through this ramp. Okay, this is getting really funky, but just to make this not completely ugly, how do I want to do this? I want to go to one of these guys. To make it not ugly, what I need is a foundation. There. When you were a kid, families didn't exist. Wow. Again, what are you talking about? I hung out with your family when we were kids. Stop knocking our life. Stop knocking it. All right, and then this guy will be... I remember going and hanging over at Scott's house when I was a kid. Him and his brother, we would play video games every once in a while. Lies, they were robot constructs. Okay, all right, sure. Shogi's trying to make light sound more interesting, it sounds like. Okay. Let me make sure all this is working and doing what I want it to do. That should bring... That's kind of going where I want it to go. This is not the cleanest belt ever. Just because I'm building off of this large platform I made on a whim. Fine. When you were a kid, the Earth didn't exist. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. When I was your age, I had to walk to school uphill both ways through snow and on the planet Mars because we hadn't settled the Earth yet. And all right, Grandpa. Talking about those video games you played again. Okay. All right, so that should work. I should see some rubber. This is plastic, right? Yeah, so I should see rubber coming along here. Let me make sure I see that. Make sure I did this right. Rubber. Rubber ducky, you're the one. Rubber ducky, you're so fun. Okay, I feel like I missed something here. Or is it just that slow? Oh, I did a Mark 3 conveyor apparently, or Mark 1. Mark 3. Are you a Mark 3? You are not a Mark 3 either. Okay, there we go. Beautiful. Good thing I checked that. All right, so bringing this across here. Okay. So 6.5. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.5. Should be lined up. Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.5. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.5. And that lines up almost perfectly with what I was going for, or pretty much perfectly. Nice. Well, Ramses, I kind of envy your family if you got along well enough with your family that you are sharing your chocolate bars, because I'm sure if me and my brother wanted the same chocolate bars, we would have been like, no, get your own. This is my chocolate bar. When we were kids, I always liked to get Three Musketeers. That was my favorite candy bar to get. And my brother liked to get Caramello or some other caramel thing. Whatchamacallit? I forget. I think there was a bar called Whatchamacallit. I forget what exactly he liked to get. But we liked to get different stuff. Usual, the food discussion devolved into social commentary, as usual. That's right, as usual. Okay, is this gonna overlap? That is gonna overlap. You know what? Future Rand can deal with that, because I'm not gonna let that bother me. And what I want to do is I want to get access to this stuff somewhere in my factory. I'm not sure where, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a smart splitter there. I'm going to have left be any undefined. Center will be the overflow, so we're sending our overflow to our base. Left any undefined, center overflow, and right is nothing. There we go. So now we have this in place where I can send it to some storage over here somehow. Is my brother older or younger? Well, I have both, but the brother I'm talking about, the brother who we would have fought over having candy bars, is 2 years younger than I am. My younger brother, Steven. Who now we play video games together. Well, sometimes. I'm trying to get him to play that Never Grind Online that we played yesterday. I'm trying to get him to join me for that. Actually, no, let's do this to there. How do I want to bring this across to storage with all this stuff over here? I feel like I'd rather bring it underneath how I'd like to do that. So let's see how we can make that happen. So I have this storage, which is ready for the next thing on the next level. So let's have this next. This is in the wrong place. Wait. Well, then this whole row is on the wrong place. Wow, this entire storage thing is not... Is it evenly distributed by these guys? I guess I did that on purpose. Okay. Do I remember the NES game that we played? You know, Kenton loved it. It's about a house and aliens. Was that when we would come over to your house, like after church? I sent him another message about playing Nevergrind, but I haven't got a response from him yet. I don't... A house and aliens. That sounds a little bit like Earthbound, but I don't know if I already do remember that, honestly. Is it there? Is that right? Yes, that's right. Beautiful. It's one of our games. House and aliens. A video game about house and aliens. Can you tell me any more about the gameplay? Because the closest thing I could think of is Earthbound, which was an RPG where you're fighting aliens. House and aliens. Hey, what's up, Pie Boy? Oh yeah, Maniac Mansion! Haha, Factoid got it. That's exactly what it was. Maniac Mansion, where you're like trying to like solve a mystery or whatever. And you have all these different characters. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the one. Well done, Factoid. I can't believe House and Aliens got you that. Okay, that looks... I think that looks right. Is that lined up with all the others? Yes, it is. Okay. Wow. Yeah, that is... Whew, that's a blast from the past right there. Maniac Mansion is a great game. Early Scum adventure games. Scum. What does Scum mean? Okay, so it's those two guys. So where is this coming from? This is going to be coming from over that way. Let's have the top one be 1, 2. Is that lined up correctly? One, two. There. And there. Okay, so we'll bring those in. There'll be rubber and plastic coming in here. Secret of Monkey Island. Oh, okay. How do I bring this in a way that looks good? I think maybe what I want to do is bring it... Set up a little undercarriage thing here to put side, whatchamacallits. Side belts on. Something like that. Monkey Island, so freaking good, favorite game of all time. Those are the same makers of Tale of Monkey Island, or Secret of Monkey Island. Okay, Scum is something like script creation used in Maniac Mansion. You probably got that wrong. It's the adventure game scripting engine they wrote all their games in. Okay. I would love Monkey Island, you think? I feel like I've seen people stream that before. I don't think I ever played it. I think Lethal Frag sometimes talked about that being one of his favorite games ever or something. Okay, so what I'm going to do... You know, I should have done the bigger guys if I'm going to do if I'm going to do double. Double wall things here. So how am I going to make this work? Script creation utility for Maniac Mansions, a video game engine developed at Lucasfilm Games, later renamed LucasArts. Wow, okay, okay. So how are we going to get this over here? Something like that. So if I bring this down and around, is there a good way to go around a corner with wall things? I think there is. I think if I go something like... Actually, I think I need actual walls on this for this to work well. So if I do that... There we go, wall mounts. Okay, those lined up, they are. Now, will that work is the question. Looks pretty good. There. There. And there. Okay. Now I just gotta get these all the way across over to there. And I think I can still wall mount on the non-walls. Will they go where I want them to? I think they will. Close enough for government work, as they say. There. And there. Man. Maniac Mansion. What a blast from a past reference that was. Okay, I kind of need to change those guys out. Okay, can't reach that far, I guess. All right. I'm like working at very long distances here. Is that right? I think that's right. Okay. Yay for jetpack. That's the right one. Okay. I'm gonna need more steel beams here as well. Beautiful. All this just to get plastic over to my storage over here, but this is gonna be totally worth. Promise. Totally worth. There. And there. And what do I need? Steel beams? Steel beams. Okay, let's go underneath. I think it'll be easier to work from underneath over here. Why is there a random... Those are high-speed connectors. Oh. Why do they look like copper wires? That was weird. Okay, so we're getting this guy all the way across to there to bring over to these guys. We are almost there. So it's this guy right here, I think. Okay, cool. Where's my flashlight? Is it B for flashlight? Oh, it was already on. Okay. It's already on. I'm just blind. And it's really dark. Okay. There. Okay, I think that's good. Beautiful. Okay. And then one going further down, one going further up. Okay, so let's go right to the edge here. This to there. This to there. And we'll have the top one go into there. It's not a perfect curve. I'm totally not going to let that bother me. That's going to be too long, isn't it? Yeah. I'm going to need to get a conveyor pole here just for the intermediate area. Actually, I can even get this better because I can put... Because we're on the global grid. It should be good to line up directly in the middle here. Yay for global grid. Or universal grid, or whatever it's called. Okay, let's see, is that right? Now you want to play Maniac Mansion. Speaking of old NES games, did I ever play the first Final Fantasy? The first Final Fantasy I played was 6, which was called 3 in the US. So, I feel like that was the first one released in the US? Am I crazy in thinking that? So, I don't think, unless I'm misremembering, maybe it's just the first one I ever played. I think my older brother Kenton got it. It's not straight, there's a dip. I know, and I can't fix it because it's not perfectly aligned. I don't think if I want one more up, it would fix. Although I guess I can try to... No. Oh my god, I probably do need to fix it. God damn it. Why did you have to say that? Why did you have to say it? I was totally not gonna let it bother me, and then you had to say something. I was gonna totally ignore it. Now I have to fix it because you said it. All right, one more high. If this one more high isn't lined up, I really don't care. It's not even a perfect curve, which is really bugging me. All right, there we go. That should be straight. Is that better? Does that make life better? There it is. We did it. Hashtag blame chat. Who's Chad? Yes, blame that person. Final Fantasy on your list of best games ever, the first one? I need to play that one. You sent me the link, Vega. Okay. Can I drop foundation from the ceiling and use a wall mount? I probably could have. That probably would have been a better way of doing it. It's not perfectly straight because I didn't get a perfect curve of where the wall mounts were. I'm not going to let that bother me. I got it on the same level at least. So I should now... I'm going through fuel quickly on this jetpack. I should now have... Aha! Plastic rubber delivered to the base. Beautiful. Now it's slightly up rage. Not even let that bother me. What I don't have is an awesome sink position for this. I think I'm gonna have to set up the awesome sink below and have it come up. Which I think we can do that without too much trouble, actually. Yes, let's do that. So Mark IV belt there. Okay, so what we're gonna do is have a merger. Right. I'm going to leave one space because I think that guy right there is eventually going to have something coming from there. So I leave the space in the middle for that one, and then we go one here, and one in the middle here. And we're going to come from below. To there. To there, and I put smart splitters on the guys there, so once we get overflow, it'll deliver the overflow onto our whatever it's called. Why does that one have a thing there and the other one doesn't? Huh. Now it's slightly up rage. I can't help with that. I can't help with that. All right, so I need a smart splitter coming off of each of these guys. There. There's only so much anal retentiveness I can do. Or OCD or whatever you want to call it. Oh, I can't stand here, can I? Okay, I can barely stand here. So center is any undefined, right is overflow, left is none. That way. Okay. And that gives me a place to stand, hopefully to reach this other guy. Okay. Center, any undefined. Right is overflow. Left is none. For EE. That's going the right direction. There we go. So that should give us overflow of plastic and rubber going to our awesome sink. Hopefully I did that all the right direction. What about your pipe tutorial? You'd like some extra dip to your pipe tutorial. I have no idea what dip means. Oh, you're talking about the dip on the foundation thing or whatever. This is apparently really, really bothering you people. To me, it looks perfectly straight. There might be a very tiny, tiny dip, but it has to do with the exact levels of where things are. I think it actually has to do with the fact that if you don't put walls on your foundations, the wall mounts aren't exactly lined up. So I'm not messing with that. Okay, so that is the overflow of plastic coming to our base. Now I need to actually figure out what I want to automate and work towards next. Because it's gonna start filling up. Did I get the overflow? Let me go check. We're kind of playing catch up and clean up from our last stream. Let me go check if there's any backup or overflow of anything else over there. We got some pretty nice amounts of plastic and rubber coming over here. You'd like sweet and sour dip, please. Sorry, we only have cookie dip here. Cookie dip, best dip. What even is that? I don't know, but it sounds delicious. Alright, so that gets us plastic and rubber. Now you want some Chinese food? Alright. That's crude oil. Has this pipe completely filled? Flow rate. Are we backed up at all over here? To me, it's hard to tell if I'm backed up on liquids and stuff. Let me go up to the next floor and see. First of all, I need to pick up some fuel. I feel like I made enough stuff that'll eat up all of the heavy oil residue. Am I crazy? Where is the fuel that I want though? Is it here? I've only made that much. Okay, something's backed up here. Oh, I'm not. Okay, here we go. If this thing is not producing fuel, I'm actually not. I'm using up more heavy oil residue than I am creating, which is probably a good thing. Because, yeah, we don't have heavy oil residue here. Is our coal backing up? Our petroleum coke backing up? No. This guy's only working at 9%. 25%. 83%. So this currently I'm running 1, 2, 3 at 100%. These guys won't probably be running at full percent because, yeah, they're backed up with coke. You were thinking more like chicken nuggets. Chinese food's good too. Okay. God, why we gotta talk about food though? Why we gotta talk about food? So I upgraded all these to Mark IV belts, right? I think I did. Just gonna check all this assembly line. You know what I'm also gonna do? Is I'm gonna put the invisible guys over this, like I meant to do before. Did I not have that on my bar? There they are. This one? Is that right? No. This one. Yeah, glass frame. Beautiful. There, the beautiful glass frame foundation. Now I can look and... Oh... there. Okay. So how are we doing? You are getting water but no coke. So we are producing all the coke and we are eating all the coke. And my power is getting really close to not being enough. So these first guys are getting enough coke. Why does it say 0%? This should be running at 100%. Shogi mentioned that game to you, but never mentioned he started playing it. What game? Rand garnered some dev attention when I played Nevergrind Online. Yeah, we've been playing Nevergrind Online for a few days now. It's great. Must be one heck of a party if all the coke is being used. Yes. Okay. I kind of need better belts. The thing I'm worried about is that we're gonna back up on stuff, but it looks like I'm actually not producing enough stuff, which is actually probably a good thing. We're making some occasional fuel that we are turning into packaged fuel that I'm pretty much only using for currently for my jetpack. But yeah, Playboy, if we've been playing it, if you want to join us, please do. I'll be playing it tonight. Nevergrind Online. It's kind of my offline chill out game. Shogi and I played a couple hours last night. Okay. So the real question is, what do I need to build next? Heavy modular frames, supercomputers, or is that regular computers? Regular computers. Let me kind of look at some stuff here. I need heavy modular. So heavy modular frames, I think, might be one of the next major things I need to do. Which I can't do heavy modular frames, can I? I need a manufacturer to manufacture heavy modular frames, which is kind of chicken or the egg type of thing, which is kind of crazy. Heavy modular frames. So I need to go manually make some heavy modular frames. What is the heavy modular frame recipe? It is screws, steel pipes, industrial steel beams, and modular frames. Computers and heavy modular frames both needed to progress. You'll probably get involved sometimes. If not, you must sleep for early work. I picked them up while collecting HDG. Check. Yeah, I do have some. That's true. I do have some. I think this is the next thing I need to get, since I need them to even make manufacturers. So I hate that it uses screws. My screws are already a problem. Let me go see if I could do a screw changeover. I was talking about this last time. I think I need to swap over to steel screws, potentially. Because my screws are an issue already. Already my modular frames are not being made at the capacity I want because we're not creating enough screws. Are my screws loose? My screws are not loose, but they are underproduced. They're lazy screws. Let's go look at our numbers here so I get an idea of what I need to do. Screws. I'm currently making 500 a minute and consuming 670 a minute. Heavy encased frames gets rid of screws. Okay, let's see if we do have these things going on. Let's make sure we keep our MAM hard drives going. We can get some of these alternate recipes we want. Caterium computer. That looks like that might be useful. Quick wire, circuit boards, and rubber. Let's get that one. Nobody likes a lazy screw. Okay. I have a couple different ways to make screws too. I wonder if I can just make a swap over to steel screws and that be a short-term solution. Because steel screws are 260 a minute. I'm currently using cast screws, which are 50 a minute. Yeah, that's like 5 times as many. How much steel does that use a minute? It only use, oh, it uses steel beams. Okay. Screw is an old saying for a prison officer. Oh, okay. Modular frames, concrete pipes, and encased industrial beams for the heavy encased frames. Okay. Let me go look how many of my industrial beams, I mean steel beams I'm currently using, because I'm actually planning on, I think my steel beams I'm using in my encased industrial beams, and I was wanting to swap that over to pipes eventually too. So I'm currently making 45 steel beams, and I'm only using 24. So I actually have 25 steel beams in excess we were making. So if I were to send excess steel beams down to my screw floor, I could improve that. I could maybe fix my short-term screw issue. So let me see. I would want to do that probably over around here. A gay screw is a happy prison officer. Good to know. Okay. Let's see if I can get steel beams down to where I want them to go. Oh god, save. Auto save. Well, that was definitely not what I was thinking screw was referring to when we were talking about a lazy screw. Okay. Okay. Alright, that's still fine because I can go around this. But maybe I just have a dirty mind. I think I can go around that. I think that works. Alright, so that will be steel beams coming over to screws. So I could bring that over to the input of screws, and we would have what did I say? I have 5 extra, or I have 25 extra, so I could do, if I just did 4, that should be way, I actually probably only need 2 would be plenty. So let's do 2 of these, because that'll give me 400 something extra screws a minute, which is far more than we even need, right? I only need like 170. So even one of those would be fine, but we'll do 2 to overproduce. I was thinking about lazy as in laid back, totally. An old punishment, Victorian time prisoners were made to turn a crank on a box, and the officer would turn a screw to make it harder to turn, and thus it would be called screws. Okay. Alright, so we're gonna go splitter. there. Let me line up how this is gonna get there. Yeah, we can make this work. This only needs to be a Mark 1, right? 20 something a minute. Yeah, this is not gonna need to be super fast. So that to about let's see, there. Gonna need to go underneath that guy, I believe. Oh, Shogi just sent Pieboy the game. All right, there we go. All I gotta do is tell Shogi, he'll get you the game. Santa Shogi strikes again. This is going the wrong direction, isn't it? Damn it. And that's because this is going the wrong direction. There we go. That's what I want. That. Okay. So this should, I think, do what I needed to do. I don't have to get the output set up next. But that's future RAN's problem. Let's get power plugged in on these guys. Thankfully, I'm on the floor with iron rods. Are they backed up here at all? Yes, they are. Beautiful. How convenient. Okay. This is steel screw. Steel screw. I'll figure the outputs next. The output's going to be the hard part. And now I just need to get these steel beams down to here. That is actually, I think, exactly where I want that. Perfect. Yep, that should work. You made a barbarian chamois alt. Nice. I have a high elf wizard alt, so we can team up with whether we get my brother, if Nietzsche starts playing, if we get Piebo to play, whoever we get to start playing with us. We got alts to play. I've been playing the wizard so I don't get too far ahead on my bard when I'm just randomly playing when nobody else is online. There. I'm hoping my brother will play a druid. That's what I'm hoping he'll do. All right, here we go. Let's see if this will work. Looks good. Left is any undefined. So that should start flowing. Do a Mark II. Do I already have a Mark II belt coming? That's a Mark I. Although I don't think I'm producing enough to need a Mark II, but might as well do that. Two. Yeah, okay. All right, so there's a huge upgrade to our steel screw production. Low-level Avengers assemble. Chili Dog Gang assemble, that's right. So I just upped... Let me change our thing here. I just upped my screw production to... By how much? 260 times 2. 520. So that's now 1,020 a minute we're producing. What does revert settings mean? Oh. Save. How do I save? Why is there no save? Is there no save anymore? Hold on a second. So 1,020. Do I not have to hit save anymore? Okay, apparently I don't have to hit save. Hey, speaking of Nietzsche, there's Nietzsche. Speaking of another person we're trying to get into play Nevergrind Online. Okay, so now I need to get the screws. Let's figure out where I need to get these two. That's going to be the next hard part. Because I already know I'm not making enough for something. Let me see where I'm not getting enough screws to. It's the modular frames currently. It's wherever I put an asterisk on one of these things. I put an asterisk for the things that are not getting enough. I think it's up here. Yes. Both these guys need screws, right? You need screws. And you need screws, and neither of you are getting enough. So... well, I need to change the way I'm distributing my screws in a major way, I think. God, screws are such a pain. What roles we need? Probably DPS, honestly. DPS or tank. If I'm playing support. Maybe heals if you really want to heal, but I'm hoping to get my brother to heal. Okay, so like this one's enough. God, screws are such a pain, man. They're I wish I had the alternate recipes to get rid of screws already. But yeah, DPS is kind of what we need in our group, I would say, right now. So my Bard is kind of off tank and support is what he is. How are we doing over here? You're at 80%. And you're at 80% because of screws. Screws are a pain. Maybe I should get that looked at. I should. What's the best way to do this? I kind of want to completely... now that I have better belts, I kind of want to completely change how I'm setting my screws up here. Let's do one at a time. Let's break this up into smaller problems. I need 280 screws for this. 280 screws I need. So let's change these two over. Actually, I have a single Mark III belt. Which Mark III is 270, so it's just short. If I convert this to a Mark IV belt and I'm supplying enough, that will fix this one. If I do just that one as a Mark IV, 140, what is Mark IV move at? 480. That would work. That swap over should be enough if I do all of them. That. So let's start with this one. We'll do this one at a time. Make sure there's enough screws going to that. Man, I love the jetpack. It's so awesome. All right, that's Mark IV. You got oh, you got your Shadow Knight up to 17. Nice. You're leaning towards Monk. Oh, Monk is, I think Monk and Ranger are the top 2 DPS right now in the game. So Monk is a great choice. What did you say? Leaning towards Monk. Is that good DPS or tank? Not really looked at what the classes are good at. Yes, he's pure DPS, although I think he's got a little bit of survivability. I played an alt monk, but I haven't got very far with the monks, so. What I've been hearing is that he's one of the best DPS in the game, though. Yeah, that's Mark IV belt. Okay, Mark IV there. I better make this a Mark IV. Okay, now the question would be, am I producing enough on this belt? 280. Am I making 280 on this belt? If I'm not, I have the things to supplement that. 50. 100. You guys aren't even getting enough iron. That's part of the other issue. You know what? I think I want to convert these guys from iron to steel right here, and that's going to be a big help as well. Although this should be steel beams, and why am I not seeing steel beams come down here? crap. Question, does it matter if the drop-down conveyors between those floors are consistently on the same side? Does have it alternating mess with them dropping between floors? I don't know, and actually we might be just about to find out. Because currently the steel beams are not coming down. That would be the problem right there. Okay. So that's the problem right there. We got your conveyor belts all in a twangle. They're all in a twangle twist. The hell? Did I do this? Okay, this only needs to be a Mark 1. Okay, so probably the one up top didn't hook up to the to this thing correctly. Okay, I think it needs to be purple for that to work. Does that work? Any undefined, any undefined. That, I think, might be working. There we go. Steel beams moving down. Let's check each floor. Moving down. Let's make sure that works. Steel beams coming down right there. Nice. If we can get a full group in Evergrind online, that'd be awesome. Then I should see steel beams going across there. There they go. Okay, so steel beams will go down here. And I've currently set it up for only using 10 a minute. How do I not have enough iron here? I should have calculated this for the amount of iron we're doing. 12.5. This is a Mark II belt. Ah, 12.5, so 120 a minute. If I take just the last one down, I bet you it'll be enough. Because that's at 80% and it's split in here. Right, so what I'm going to do, I need to do a little math. I'm going to change 50 a minute to 260. So that's going to add a 210 more screws a minute. 210, so that will be 1,230 a minute. There. Math on stream, everybody. It's a dangerous thing. So we're going to change this. Change this. Let me let it finish what it's doing. There we go. Let me change you to steel screw. And I should have done a splitter here. I knew I should have. There. Let's put a splitter because we might convert more of these eventually. And that is going to be a lot of screws coming out of here. How big is group size? It's 5. If you want to join Zombie Shop, you're welcome. The more people play the game, the more popular to get, the more support, and probably the faster they can add more content and stuff. Alright, so you're going to be making 260 a minute. So that is it's a Mark III belt on output. There. So that right there just completely overloaded what we needed on this guy. So, how much did I need? 280. So, 2 of those guys will be plenty for what this one's doing. I can actually have this one supplement the others. So, let me get rid of that. I believe what I'm going to want to do is have change up these upper 2 floors. Sounds fun, so you're going to get it? Nice, nice. Okay, so that should actually fix... We're kind of going back and fixing some things that weren't working perfectly before. That should fix the heavy modular frames. Heavy modular frames should go up to 100%. So I'm going to take the whatever. Take this little symbol off, because now it should be making 10 a minute with no problems, because screws are fixed there. Caleb, thanks for the follow. Appreciate that. Yeah, looks like it's the screws actually should start backing up eventually. Check this guy. This will fill up first. Yeah, that's good. You're making a dwarf cleric now. Nice. What's up, Schadenfrau? What would I say are the biggest differences to Factorio beside the obvious 3 dimensions? I would say Factorio has the whole defensive, protecting you from the continuous alien onslaught thing going on. This game has less than that. This game is more about exploring and automating, whereas Factorio has more long-term defenses and procedural generation. I will say the map in Satisfactory is not procedurally generated. The map is static. There's still really good reasons to explore in this game, though, so it's not completely the map being static makes it worse, but it does make it so that you can just learn and memorize the map, whereas you can't do that in Factorio. Okay, how many screws do we need a minute between these two? 195 times 2. We're going to fix this one as well. 195 times 2. So we need 390. So I need a similar to the other thing. I need a Mark 390. Does a Mark 4 belt handle 390? It does. So I can do a single Mark 4 belt for both of these guys. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to convert the thing that provides this from a single belt that's a Mark IV belt. So let me get that going. You would get so lost in a 3D Factorio. It gets pretty crazy, that's for sure. But I love the extra dimension myself. Apparently Mark IV belts don't fit exactly in... Is that doing the same thing up here? Yeah, Mark IV belts don't quite fit inside even Mark IV vertical things there, so... Okay, so let me upgrade this one. And then we'll have to figure out the production line for that. But let me get the belts upgraded first. So that would be this guy. Oh, we already had this one as a Mark IV? Okay, that one's already a Mark IV. So that would be this guy. Mark IV. Okay. And that is this guy. Needs to be a Mark IV. Okay, that would mean this would need to be a Mark IV. And then I would need to make sure that we are getting 390 a minute. Let me get some more industrial, encased industrial beams so I have the Mark IV belts to do that. Okay, and I probably have a MAM thing done by now, hopefully. A new alternate recipe. Alright, coated iron canister, steel coated plates, polymer, an alternate recipe for polymer resin. Oh, that could be useful. I'm probably going to need that eventually. This was not the canister thing that Factoid was talking about, right? I think that was something different. Let's go with the polymer resin. Alright, how many more of these we got? 3 more. A couple I'm hoping to get. I think one of them is like steel rotors. I think another one is basically all the stuff to get rid of screw stuff. Just to get rid of needing screws, which I'm currently upgrading. Alright, so this entire belt needs to be a Mark IV, and I need to make sure we're creating 390 a minute. So let me see. I can supplement that with what I did down here. And that means I'm actually going to be getting rid of this line entirely. So I'm actually going to delete this guy. Which is going to slow down our production of things for a little bit, but... $3.90 a minute. Well, if I just do these two screws right here, that's actually plenty. So I can make that work. Mark III is enough for that. 260, yes, just barely. Okay, so what we're gonna do, get this guy right here. We're gonna get this guy. I've been needing to make a pretty major shake-up change to our screws for a while, so this is a good thing we're getting done. This will fix a lot of, I think, the issues we've had. You're at 260, you're at 50 per minute. You're 260. That'll be 260 plus 100 be 360. So I need up to here. Should do it. Canister is okay, but steel canister is the better one. Just needs steel ingots. Okay, so that's the one you were talking about, the steel ingots. Okay, this steel canister. Okay, so you're 50. Okay, let's keep a track on this. So that's 50, 100, 150, which means we would need Mark II belt there. Mark II belt there. And then a Mark IV belt starting right here. All right, how much is that? That's 260 plus 1, 2, 300s. 260 plus 150. 260 plus 150. It's 410. So that's about 20 more than we need. Perfect. Perfect. And what I want this to be is actually this. There we go. So that should be 4 something a minute. Meantime, I can get you to go into here so that that'll still give me overflow going to where I need it to go. And I just need to change... How much is this? 480. So let me make sure these are all running at 100% here. Oh, it would help if I actually plug this guy to the output. There we go. That should do it. There we go. Okay. That should... I need to change the where these are going to. That will hopefully fix this next floor up. Use the resin in your turbo fuel setup, mainly because the byproduct is heavy oil. Okay. So this guy. So I need a splitter going into here, and then the rest to go into here. And hopefully we will have resolved our screw issue that we've been having. There. And how many a minute do you use? 195, so Mark III. There we go. And then I can get rid of all this. I have a lot of extra screws in my inventory, probably. Just throw those in there. And I can get rid of this entire thing. And hopefully these guys will now get up to 100%. You're already at 100% because we'd already plugged you in. You're going to take some spinning up time. But yeah, you're getting way more screws than you need, I think, now. That's a big upgrade. So that I can now take away the asterisks on the rotors. And I probably even have extra screws for whatever the next thing I was going to do. Let me go unplug the other screw thing here now. Although, what was I... After I fixed all that, what was I going to use all those screws for? I was going to set up a build for screws for something. Just like Factorio. Why did I do all that? Where were the screws going? There were screws coming somewhere. I think it was through here. This guy here. You know, I might want to leave this because I might be using that for whatever I'm going to be sending screws up to next. So let me not get rid of that yet. Just get rid of the actual belt, which is this guy. And again, I might use this. Okay, so that was to fix my screw issue. Now what was I trying to do? Heavy modular frames, right? Was it heavy modular frames? Let me check. I need to be able to make a manufacturer which requires heavy modular frames. Alright, we have a full stack there. Throw that stuff in there. Let me actually get some extra quartz crystal for making signs. Okay, let's set up a manufacturer and figure out if that was what I was doing all this work for. Do you need screws? Heavy modular frames. You need screws. Okay, all right. So encased industrial beams, steel pipes, and modular frames. Currently, I am not sending any of those except screws anywhere else. The factory must grow. That's right. The factory must grow. So what I would like to do 2 of these, so I'm making 4 a minute. Which means I need to check my production of everything else if I want to do 2 of those. So in order to get an idea of how I want to do this, we can do that on the same floor as motors, because motors only has 1 thing so far. So heavy modular frames. We got plenty of room on this floor to do that. Yeah, shenanigans. No. There. This is going to be heavy modular frames. Heavy modular frames. Producing something a minute. Let's just call it heavy frames. Heavy frames, okay. There. And image is this guy. Heavy frames. Consuming something a minute. Sadly, the only way to access it right now is to have a shopping... Wait, new feature in Update 6. Open the build menu. With Q, hit the plus button to add something to your shopping list. That will add a notes section to your thing. You can keep a to-do list on the screen this way. So the only way to access it right now is to have a shopping list item on as well, but it's something. The note system needs work. Yeah. So I have to have a to-do. So like if I want to say this. Ah, you're talking about this. Interesting. Okay. All right. Okay, so let's figure out how we're going to set this up. I need some more regular iron plates for this. Because we're doing a lot of, we're going to be making a lot of floors here. Okay, hopefully I can do at least just enough to place down my manufacturer to figure out where it's going to go. Alright, so I'm going to want my output to be on this row. So this is going to be output right here. There. Please note, UK is on fire. Okay. The bug you found is that you can't hit escape and have it save your text. You have to click the X button. In the notes you're talking about? Okay. So that should be clear output there. So if that's the output, 2, 3, 2. Output wants to be here. Yep, I like that placement a lot. Oh, that's tall. Is 3 gonna be tall enough for one of these guys, or am I gonna have to start making these? I might have to start making my floors taller from now on. I feel like that might actually have a little overlap if I go. Eesh. 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 Why manufacturer's got to be just a little bit bigger, a little bit taller? I think I'm gonna have to start going. Oh, I didn't want to have different size floors on my on my main factory. How much overlap is that gonna be? I think I'm gonna have to start adding one extra floor to every floor from here on out, which is sad times. Okay, but that's okay. Let's we'll worry about that later. Let me, so I don't forget, let me put one extra floor there, and then that. That's my reminder that has to go up one extra floor. Okay. All right, so this will be the output of heavy modular frames, which I want to do 2 of these if I can. So it'll be 4 a minute in total if I do that right. Actually, that needs to have a, that'll need to be a merger if I do 2 of these guys. Okay, so my goal is to produce 4 a minute. So I'm gonna have to figure out numbers for that. Let's go get some more iron plates because I am out. Or make a 3rd building. We're already everything we're building in here is already going to something else in here. I don't want to do that yet. 8th floor will be heavy frames. Okay. I don't want to commit to making that change yet. All right, let me look, see what we're looking at here with random junk I'm probably running low on. Industrial frames we got, steel beams. I think we're doing well on pretty much everything else. Did I already do the Hatcher Remains thing? Coated cables. Oh, heavy flexible frames. Okay. Okay. That makes ones I was planning on were 3.75 a minute. Yes, let's see. That might be a perfect thing to pick up. Alien organisms. Okay, no, I haven't got those guys. Flexible isn't that good. Well, it's an alternative I can look at least. It uses oil. Okay. Is there anything else? Let me just make sure there's nothing else I can do that I haven't done. I'd have to manually get those guys set up. Which maybe I want to do those, but I want to work on other stuff first. Geothermal Generator. Ooh, okay. I'm going to want to get that. But I need computers or supercomputers or something for that. Let me throw some stuff in here. I have some random iron and screws I don't want on me. Okay. Flexible frames are good. You need rubber, but you'd rather have a little rubber than screws. If it's just rubber, I have that set up that I can bring it to my base. So let me go back up to the top. See if I want to use this alternate recipe or not. I really need to get transport tubes set up. Get to my different... This is getting really, really a long climb to my other floors. So 30 steel pipes a minute, 10 modular frames a minute. Ooh, I'm already not making enough modular frames for this. 200 screws per minute. What's the other one we just unlocked? Even more modular frames a minute. 75 rubber a minute. Even more screws a minute. Wow. So what does this replace? It's rubber instead of steel pipes. I think I might stick with this recipe to start. Steel pipes instead of rubber, right? Yeah. Yeah, it's 3.75 a minute compared to 2. So it's almost double the speed. Either way, for me to get as many as I want, I'm going to need to increase production below us too. So, let me see how I want to do this. If I do 2 of these, I'll have 4 a minute, which is just barely faster than 1 of this recipe. It's funny how the oil setup in this game works. You go through all this effort to get everything working, and then as soon as you see something that uses rubber and plastic, it's like, nope, don't want to use the rubber. Just put all that effort into making. For me, it's the fact that if I wanted to do this recipe twice, I would need to do 37.5 modular frames a minute. 37.5, which is almost 4 times more than I'm making right now. Do I have an alternate modular frame recipe yet? I have 3 different frames. Maybe I just need to completely change my modular frame. I think I'm doing bolted frames. What are steel frames? Steel pipes and reinforced iron plates. Maybe I want to do this. That's 3 per minute compared to the one I'm doing is... We're actually making more a minute, but it's using screws. So I can not use screws if I do the steeled frames. I could not use screws if I wanted to swap to this. I might want to do that. How many reinforced iron plates a minute am I doing? I totally wanted to change up a lot of my stuff. Currently producing 22.5. Currently producing 22.5. That uses 2 per minute. So I could do 10 of these guys. I think I need to make a swap over. I think I need to change my modular frame recipe. So probably don't need that many modular frames just for use building things. Later on I'll use modular frames for other things, but early on making a small amount is fine. Yeah, but the heavy modular frames I am going to need a lot of, so I want to make sure I'm making enough for enough modular frames that I'm running this thing at 100% of the time. Why don't I use a jetpack to arrive on the roof faster? Because look how fast I move up. Look how slow that is. Also, do you see my fuel going down? There's no way I can get up top with the jetpack faster than climbing the ladder. This is 10 a minute. If I wanted to commit to making 20 modular frames a minute, I could do 2 of these guys. I think that's what I want to do. I'm going to need more power for this, by the way. I think I want to do 2 of this recipe, which would be 60 steel pipes a minute, 20 encased industrial beams a minute. I need to get to tier 7 so I get hover pack. Okay, well, I'm working my way. I'm working on it. I'm a long ways off from a lot of this stuff. 55 megawatts for each one of these guys. Honestly, I'm a little worried about my power situation. Can I look at a power line? Well, actually, currently we're not consuming that much. Okay, we're actually kind of fine. I think that's because a lot of my factory is backed up. Like, even my motors are just sitting here because my my overflow is not doing enough. Okay, so I think I want to do this. This is what I want to do. I want to do 2 of these, which will give me 4 heavy modular frames a minute. So, get these guys plugged in. And then figure out what upgrades we need to do to make this happen. So first things first, I want to change my heavy modular, or my modular frame to 20 per minute with the steel recipe. Yeah, we're currently not making near enough industrial beams either. There's a lot of upgrades we're going to need to do to make this happen. So we want to do this recipe, which I have enough I think I have enough reinforced iron plates. What I said, I need 20 modular frames a minute. So I need 7 of these assemblers, which will be 14 reinforced iron plates and a lot of steel pipes. 7 of these guys. That'll be 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 2 more. 6, 7. My in-game character is too fat. Oh, don't say that. She does not take kindly to that. Let's try Control Copy. Control V. Hey, okay. Do I have to... I think I have to be, yeah, selecting it like that. Yeah, that's better. That's definitely better than it used to be. Those are rotors. Crap. Is this the rotor recipe? Yes, it is. Whoops. That was not what I meant to do. I'm on the wrong row. You are modular frames, right? You are modular frames. Okay, this is the one I need to swap over. Okay. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Those all lined up? Yes, they are. Such freedom, much hover from the hover pack. Are you at 100%? Alright, my screws that I just upgraded are all fixed, and now I'm going to completely change it over. It's fine. Control C, Control V, Control V, Control V, Control V, That is a really nice change. I like that a lot. All right, so that should be 5 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 5 times 7 is, wait, 35. I don't need 35 a minute, I need 20. What? Am I doing a different modular frame recipe that I was planning on doing? I was planning on doing steel frames. Whoops, wrong recipe. This is the one I wanted to do. This. Alright, so that's what I want to do. It'll be 3 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, which will be 21, which will be 1 a minute more than we need. Your modular frames, everyone's modular frames, yes. Okay, so it's going to be steel pipes and reinforced iron plates. Okay, the reinforced iron plates are already set up. Let me get the splitters set up. My ma'am just finished. What are you, the Oprah of modular frames? Tell me, is that going to be reinforced iron plates? 2 per minute. Might as well just use Mark III belts for this. And then Mark I's to feed into here. Alright, so that I'll just have to plug that in once we make sure we have enough reinforced iron plates, which I think we have enough. How much reinforced iron plates do we need? 2 times 7 is 14. $22.5. Okay, cool. So am I only consuming my reinforced iron plates on modular frames right now? I hope so. It's at 15 a minute. Let me check. Just make sure. Is this like 7.5? Okay, perfect. All right. So that's not going to change that amount. It won't go over what I can handle. Steel pipes, though. Let me do the MAM real quick. Silicon circuit board, fine concrete, wet concrete. That is a much higher amount of concrete we can get per minute. I'm thinking this one, what do you all think? Is silicon circuit board really good? I'm currently not making silicon, but silicon's not too hard, right? It's like, yeah, it's just from the quartz crystal. Silicon circuits are amazing. Okay. I was thinking about that or wet concrete. Basically never low on limestone. Okay. Yeah. Oh, you're talking about because I don't need that. It does take the copper sheets. I think that's still good. Let's go with that. You think wet concrete is also awesome? Oh, was that my last hard drive? Oh man, I'm out. All those alternate recipes, and I didn't get any of the ones I was really hoping for. Those are both really good? Okay. So I need to figure out steel pipes. 10 per minute times 7. 70 steel pipes per minute. Am I making that many? I have a feeling I'm not. Oh, holy crap, I'm making 240 a minute. Oh, okay. All right, well, I sure am glad I overdid it on the steel pipes. Okay, so I'm making plenty of those. I don't have to worry about those. Okay, that's a really nice swap over then. God, I can't believe I'm making 240 and I'm only using 64. Okay, so I'm gonna need, what did I say, 70 a minute? Let me do this as a Mark III belt. Is this already a Mark III belt? That's already a Mark III belt. Okay. Wet concrete is super useful in tier 7 when you have wastewater to deal with. Just pump any wastewater into wet concrete, seek it, instead of having to deal with recirculating it. That does sound nice. Okay, so I can have this split off the side here and go down. Is this where I'm... is down where I'm going? Yes, modular frames right there. Okay. Change left to any undefined. How many did I say I need? 70, so that's going to be a Mark II. Okay. This definitely needs to be a faster belt. Alright, so that will be a Mark II belt for the steel pipes. We're just going to replace our screws over here. So that's going to be this guy coming over to this belt right here. Okay. So that'll be 1, 2. That'll be perfect. Sure, I'm glad I did all those upgrades to screws that I'm immediately about to cancel. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to stop feeding this. So this will make the modular frames that it currently has the screws for. Once the screws are through, I can swap this out. That'll be Mark II belt to there. And okay. And then we're gonna need guide all the way over here. 1, 2. Need to get a splitter right here is what I need to do actually. Damn, that's not long enough. Giggity, that's what she said. Okay. There. To there. Mark 1 belt goes to there. And then splitters. There. 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 Okay. This will probably be one of the easier recipe swap outs we'll do. Alright, so these are already the right recipe, right? Yes, these aren't powered yet, so I'm still waiting for it to use up all the screws on those. While waiting for that to finish, we get these guys all powered. Plugged in at least. There. Somewhere along lines up there, I think. There. There. And there. Okay. All right, couple more recipes there. So in the meantime, we get the reinforced iron plate. Oh, we already have that set up. Okay. Let's do like 2 more of those. You're about done. Okay. Do I have a fast enough belt? What was that? It was 70 a minute. So Mark II belt should be plenty for all of these guys. Okay. All right, so you're done. That means you're out of screws. Perfect. We change this to steel frame. Beautiful. Same with you. Same with you. Recipe, steel frame. We do this. How many reinforced iron plates? It's 2 per minute times 7, 14. Okay, that's fine. We don't need a Mark 1 belt. Is plenty. Alright, that'll take it a bit to spin up. I can actually help this process along by throwing some of mine in here, though. Jump start this bad boy. Still need to get the output set up, though. There we go. And this will be making 3 times 7, 21 a minute. So we need mergers. Which will be 1 more than we need for the 2 heavy modular frame manufacturers. I think the second machine needs to be reconnected to the plates. Oh, do I? Okay, I'll check that in a second. I'll check all the inputs and outputs of these guys after I get this set up. Okay. There, 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 there. Okay. So that guy's good. That guy is good. That guy's good. That guy's good. That guy's good. I think I got them all. Never mind. Okay, good. Thanks for keeping me honest, though. Make sure I'm not missing stuff. All right, they're all green. Hopefully those will all run at 100%. Think my numbers are correct. Hopefully my belts are all moving fast enough and all that. All that will be modular frames, which are currently going out. But where we want them to go is up. So currently I have it right goes up. Let's see if we can get... I can actually do it either... Well, actually that one's in the way, so I can't really do it there. Probably do it there or there as needed. So let's see where we need to get these modular frames up to. Okay, that's gonna be a little awkward in both places. I can work around that though. Actually, I can. That one would be hard to work around. I'd have to do some overlapping things. This one though, the little finagling that I could go up or to the side, then up, then to the side, I think would be doable. Nope, the MAM just finished, I think. Oh wait. Did I have another MAM thing? I thought I was done with that. I didn't have any more. And this one's perfectly clear. That's good. This can easily go up to there. And that should be clear to get this guy. Okay, good. So this will be the first. This will be heavy modular frames. I'm producing at 21 a minute, so Mark 1 belt is fine. And that'll go... So I used to do bottom feeding for these guys. I just don't think I can make that work with the way I have my factory set up, so... We'll just have to do side feeding where we stack them on top of each other, so that's fine. Alright, so that would be a splitter right here. Let's start right right there. Splitter there. And there. This is going to be... Nope. 1, 2. This will be the modular frames to make heavy modular frames. Floor holes don't work well with manufacturers anyway. Oh, they don't? Okay. Alright, so let's get that belt set up and then we'll get the other 3 items. I will say, trying to do, keeping everything inside my vertical factory is definitely a challenge. Keeping it all internalized is being a challenge. Alright, so this one, what I was thinking I would do would be go like this. That way. That way. And that way. I think that will work. That looks a little funky, but I think it works. As long as it functions, I'll be happy. Okay. Oh, I didn't mark which one that was. Maybe I can tell. I can't tell. I should have gotten rid of the other one. I think it's the one on the right, but... Yeah, it's the one on the right. Not this guy. Alright, so this is the modular frames. I'm going to have those go out to there. Okay. Let's do it that way so I'll have a little bit of room to do things underneath if needed. See if I can line this up. There, I think that works. All right, so there we go. That should start sending our modular frames up to heavy modular frame producer guy. Okay. All right, it's almost time for our last break. Let's do maybe one more of the 4 items we need to get up there. See, producing wise. Did I update how many we're making? I didn't. Let me change that. 3 times 7, we're making 21 a minute. And it should be at full production capacity. 21. And then we should be using 20 a minute. There. Now, it's a bug, you think, but half the time they look like they're connected, but no items will go through. Oh, on the manufacturer with the floor holes? Okay. I think steel pipes is the next thing we need. Okay, so these guys coming through. They will start to come through. Beautiful. Alright, so that is 2 of those, which is 10 per minute. Steel pipes. We need 60 steel pipes a minute. 60 a minute. Did I update this? 64 a minute. I did not update how many I'm using. Did I have another set going somewhere? I do. I need to update how many we're using now. What am I using those for? I'm using those for the actual modular frames. Yes. So it's 10 times 7. So I'm using an extra 70 a minute. So I need to update that. So 64 plus 70 is 134. We're using 134 a minute, which means we absolutely have enough to do. Was an extra 60 a minute I needed, I think. God, all these numbers. Math on stream, man. All these numbers. $30. I need an extra 60. Okay, so 60 a minute I need to get up here. So I would love to bring them up through... here, here, or here. We have room over here. We definitely have room. That's good. So any three of these places will work. Here. Here or here. 60 a minute pipes. We need to go through there. Steel pipes. 60 a minute. All right, we got room for those. I just got to figure out how to get them over here. Okay. So currently I have steel pipes coming out of two places. This guy is using 60 a minute. I kind of just want to do a splitter off of one of these guys. But I need to make sure my belt is moving fast enough because I'm going to be taking 60. So this guy is going up to... God, there's so much stuff. What is that guy going up to? Let me see how many steel pipes are being used there. Is that for stators? Rotors or stators? Something like that? Okay, so I'm doing 16 times 4. So that's 164 a minute. I mean, 64. The other one was 70. So one is doing 70. One is doing 60. One is doing... No, one is doing 64. One is doing... Oh my god, 70. So I think we're good to split off from this guy. Using 64. As long as I'm doing a Mark III. Let's make sure we're doing a Mark III belt on that. Mark III. And Mark III and Mark III. I'm going to make sure this is a Mark IV going in there. And that's a Mark IV. Okay, so if I do a splitter off of this guy, it's getting a little spaghetti, but it'll work. It's not a RAN streamer, but there's a little spaghetti going on. As long as I keep track of my numbers, it should be doable. So I think it's 60, but let's do a Mark II belt here. It's there. Does that line up? That looks lined up. But it's going the wrong direction. There we go. But that needs to be a Mark II. Okay. I think that's right. Beautiful. That looks straight and clean. Looks straight and clean. That's a Mark II belt, which can do 120 a minute. So I'm about to be using an extra 60, so let me add that. So consuming 194 a minute. Okay. Mark II belt. Go to there. Whew. Once we start getting to these manufacturer builds, things are really getting complicated. Let me make sure that I'm correct. Was this 30 per, which is an extra 60? Perfect. Okay. So that is exactly in the right place where I want it to be as well. That's a Mark II belt. 1, 2. Let's go there. And is that lined up? That is lined up. Beautiful. And splitter. Lined up right with that guy. Okay, 30 per minute. So that is 2 out of the 4 materials we need for the heavy modular frames. I would GG cookie time that, but we're not quite GG cookie time yet. So really quickly, my friends, I'm going to step church use restroom, take my last break of the day. When we come back, we will finish heavy modular frames and then decide what craziest I want to do next, because these are some crazy, crazy big builds. But y'all rock. Be back in just a bit, my friends.